Dude, I am having so many problems. Houston, we have a problem. Give me just a minute, guys, and I will try and get everything figured out. I tried switching to just mobile. My mobile Wi-Fi or like a hotspot wasn't working. I think we're good to go. My docs just went missing on OBS, so I can't even see chat right now. But I think we can manage just by using two different chat windows and the two different screens. So y'all can kind of see the inner workings here. Inception. Okay. It looks like we're going to be able to actually get something done. So the internet just completely kaputted on the hotel today. They had to get a new router, and they're using like an Archer router. Yeah. So if that doesn't tell you anything, I don't know what will. If y'all can let me know in chat if you guys are actually seeing this time around, that would be fantastic. See if we're back on. Good God. All of my attempts to start the stream on my phone are just sitting and pending. Oh God. I don't know how to delete them all at once. This might be something that I do after the fact. I really don't want to sit here and waste too much time on it. I'm going to switch the thumbnail real fast to one that's just like a little more basic and doesn't have anything to do with D2R because D2R isn't going to work. Okay, we got somebody commenting. Okay, so it looks like we're good to do what I can here. Can one of y'all tell me why that red sharing thing is up there? I'd love to learn how to get rid of it. Oh, it's gone now. Never mind. Ignore me. It went away as I was showing y'all the phone. Okay, so let's talk about what came in today and what didn't, because that's the most important part of what's happening right now is that Amazon decided that it was going to yeet me into oblivion and literally just not bring my motherboard. So we can't build. We can't because we don't have a motherboard. But we did get this guy right here. I don't know how to give you a frame of reference for the size of this thing because obviously in camera it looks really, really big. Maybe show you that my hat takes up almost the full width of it or length of it. This is I don't know why I'm like brain farting now. This is the Cooler Master nr200, not the 200p, not the Max. This is the nr200. So we need to be on this side of the case right here. And with the nr200, we have some very limited space. I think the only thing that we'll be able to do today is prep, and we can do a little bit of prep and get it started and get in our PSU. That's probably going to be the only thing that we have that we can actually accomplish today. But let's start with that. One thing we can do is we can go ahead and just take off both side panels. Side panel. They have these nice magnetic mesh covers. And then we can take off this top panel. Probably going to be a screw right here. Oh, not in there. So what? Just a little elbow grease is all that is needed. Okay. Oh, I thought they fixed this. This has the design of the nr200. The nr200 is supposed to be squares right here. So I have some like amalgamation of the two, apparently. Okay. We'll deal with that in a minute. We'll deal with that in a minute if you guys didn't hear me. Okay. The next thing that we'll probably want to do is take off this bracket right here. This is going to give us a little bit more access, and this bracket right here. That'll give us a little bit more access to what we need to get a hold of. All fine and dandy, but I have a better solution. You making that for Sweet Phil? I don't know. Is Sweet Phil's computer broken? This is for me, for my travel rig. Because I'm selling the laptop that I'm currently streaming on. Or more specifically, I have sold it. By the way, what's up, Fathalus? What's up, Mustang? What's up, Joe? And what is up, G-Stacks? Thank you all for being here and dealing with the start of stream troubles, because I was about ready to give up. I'm not even going to lie to you. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do it with you guys, but I was starting to get flustered. Don't know why Streamlabs wasn't working on my phone like it normally does, but it is what it is. Okay, so this bracket is going to end up being our probably our AIO holder. We'll get into that a little bit later as well. What else can we do right now? We can take off this bracket here. That is our PSU bracket. So Phil would be better off with a full-size case. This is not a full-size case. This is a tiny case for a travel goer like myself. A traveler. Okay. Got these Velcro straps on the bottom. I'm guessing this is all for cable management. Right here. And right. I was hoping to have this build done today. So if I seem a little flustered and angry, that's why. Because I have a lot of downloading to do, and the internet isn't great at this hotel either. It's not as horrible as some of the other ones, because it didn't update the. That's why. So, and my normal thing that lets me do it didn't fix. Okay, hang on. I will address that right now. What is it? Exclamation. Is that how it's done? No, I didn't get a motherboard, so I can't even build. Right now, all I'm doing is prepping for tomorrow to make it a little faster. So I need to make sure that I save all these screws. Where to save the screws, guys? Red Dragon box. So if tomorrow I'm like, guys, where the fucking screws at? Red Dragon box. Okay. There. I'm missing one. I don't know what I did with the last one. It's been a day. Been a day. Thank you. There it is. G-Stacks, can you change my title for me? Screws are overrated. If you're really excited for the parts to come in for your building something, you can always count on something not arriving. Yes, and I could have handled things not arriving. The one thing that didn't arrive, the motherboard, is the one thing that completely stops us from doing any real building today. Because I could have done everything up to an AIO and been good. I could have done everything up to putting in some fans and been good. I could have done everything up until the PSU and been mostly good because I just would have had to wire in a PSU. Oh, I did not like that. Hopefully it came with a couple extras. No, I don't think we stripped it. I think we're fine. So what that's going to do is whenever we do get to building, I'm going to have a lot more access to everything. So we're going to have a lot more room to work with in this tiny, tiny case. Did I write title or titty? I think I wrote title. I think we're good. If my OBS docs wouldn't have just yeeted themselves into oblivion with no chance of return, since y'all can't hear me when I turn away, I would just do it there in my normal doc. But it's not there for me to do. Normally I have like a whole screen. Here, I can't show y'all my screen really. Normally I have a whole screen on my OBS that allows me to make changes. I think you should have got the fractal ridge. No, I got what I wanted. I looked at the fractal ridge. I looked at what I wanted and I did a butt ton of research and I picked this one on purpose. So I'll say it as clearly as I could say it. I got the one that I wanted. So we can. You still went with my idea for the nr200? What do you mean? I think I went with my idea for the nr200. This has been a case I've been looking at for a very long time. So even if I was undecided when I talked to you a month ago, it's not because you said it that I was choosing it or I picked it. I've been looking at this case for a long while and I've done a ton of research, like I said. No offense. I'm not trying to say that you didn't help me in my decision making, but I just don't want you to think that I'm just doing this because you told me to or anything. Okay, so this is just going to give us easy access. I did pick the one that is designed for the AIO and a large GPU. The GPU is going to sit here. I did not want the vertical mounted GPU. So I'm hoping that the AIO is going to fit up here. But I don't think it will because of the power supply or because of this. I didn't know that that was there. How much RAM did you go with? Now that I did actually take your advice after we discussed my issues, and I went with the Trident Z5 48 gig kit, 2x24 from G-Skill. The RGB and the regular one, the RGB actually cost more or cost less, so I went with the RGB. But no, it's a 48 gig kit. It's 64 mega transfers a second, and it's CL32. So not the fastest speed that we normally run with, the like optimal speed or whatever, but should still be very, very solid. And I'm not running out. I also got this so we can put it on the laptop and make a there we go, and make a boot disk. We have the heaviest part of the build, what normally comes in the Max, which is this VSFX Gold 850. Wait. They give me the wrong one. They gave me the wrong freaking PSU. No, it's an SFX. It has to be ITX, right? Okay, that is the right PSU. I don't know why they have ATX on there. That really, really messes me up. As you could tell. I'm like SFX, and I'm like, wait a second, SFX means small form factor. All right, so let's take a gander at this guy here. I think we can set this one to the side for now. And boom, there we go. All of our cords, which is probably one of the heavier parts. Okay, that's the bracket I think you were just referring to. And that's a small little brick. Holy cow. That thing is chunky for weight-wise. So fan will not spin until specific core temperature is reached. Gotcha. Okay. So this guy here is going to point towards the case. So we need the fan to point like so. Right? Oh, there we go. And yada. Okay. I know where it goes. I was talking to myself, bud. Believe it or not, like I said, I've done an absolute crap ton of research. Now that's interesting because the videos I did watch had a screw put in right here into the back of the PSU. The rear panel is vented. Both panels are identical. The one problem that I did have with my research before this started I'm losing my mind I am losing it. The one problem I had with the research is my rear vent is vented as well. The one problem I had is that nobody does this specific build. Everyone that gets the nr200 V2 either gets the vertical mount or gets the non V2 version, which is the air cooled version. Okay, this is looking like all V1 stuff. That all the case hardware? Okay. What? There's no spare screws or nothing, guys. Bracket. This is not supposed to be these rubber grommets. Sorry, I'm looking the wrong way. No, my mom's name is not Denise. It is Barbara. So these are supposed to be screws, and this is supposed to be squared. So I have a V1 top. I have V1 fans, but I ordered the version 2. But that also explains why some of the things are the way they are, because the version 2 is supposed to be a vertical mount. So this is like some amalgamation of the case that is not the right thing. This fall out and I didn't see it. Oh my God. Okay. There we go. There's some solutions right there. In fact, if you look right here on the label, it says V2 right there. This is supposed to be the V2. But this top is a V1 top, 100%. So there's something a mix. Something is not right. There's something wrong in Denmark, boys. Let's see here. Let me catch back up with chat. You hope. My rear panel is vented too. Don't hear me talking about it. I would vertical mount your mom. Let's go. By the way, my mom is also like 67, so have fun with that. I love the Night of the Living Dead. So good. It's on Netflix right now. Okay. Let's see here. PC Part Picker has many builds with this case. Yeah, there's lots of builds, but there's different variations of the case. So there's a version 1, which is supposed to be an air cooled. There's a version 2, which is supposed to be a water cooled version of version 1, but it also has some updates that makes life easier. Then there's a version 3, which is the one that's got the GPU window, which is trash. And then you have the VMAX, or the I'm sorry, the NR200P, which is a different variation. And then you have the NR200P version 2 Max, and then there's a Max of the original. So there's like 2 Maxes, 2 Ps, 2 just NR200s, and then there's the version 2s of each of those two. So that's why there's 2, is version 1, version 2, and then there's a version 3. Quoting Shakespeare, how cultured. I have no idea what I did. Okay, so let's. One thing I did want to look at was this little bracket, because I don't know where that came from. That may have come out of the TSU box, though. Okay. The one thing that I did want to do doesn't look like that's going to happen, though. So, oh, you know what this is? It might be for the SATA SSD mount. Okay, so we're going to move on. Your case has pronouns? Oh, man. What version of D2 is this? Hey, G-Stacks, I was wondering if you have the power to change the title, or do I need to do that? Let me do that. Okay, that should have fixed it right there. And then Twitch, did it update? It did not. This is Diablo. This feels like Diablo from my perspective. I'll tell you that. Oh boy! Like I just wish OBS had my docs that would let me change it. Scenes, sources, audio mixers, scene transitions, stats. I mean, they were literally here. Did it go through Restream? If it went through Restream, I might be able to go on Restream and do it. Just literally go to the website to do it. There we go. 750, that sounds about the right one. Update titles. There we go. Okay. There's that. Okay, and now I have it set up to where I can see chat from my end as well. I'm going to bed. Good night, folks. Have a good night, CG. Okay, so because of the weirdness in this particular configuration of case, I kind of wish I would have just gone with the max and spent, $25 extra, because it probably would have saved me a bit of a headache. But that means that these go through here, right? Yeah, through here, through here, through here. If we want to take the other case fan, which in the original one you wouldn't even be able to do this, right? In the original case, there's two of these fans, and you take those and you put them up in the top, and these metal pins push through and push up into those rubber grommets. And this is a second one to let you do that. I have, and they're going to be here tomorrow as well, 6 new fans. 3 of them are thins, and 3 of them are full sizers. This actually, that's 120, yeah. This is, I guess, the 97 or 94, whatever it is. That's not the cleanest spin, I'll say that. So let's go ahead. We got a couple of things we can do right now that'll prep us for tomorrow and make tomorrow a little faster. We're still going to have to do all the pain in the neck stuff tomorrow, but are these standoffs pre-in? I think they are. Okay. That makes me happy. That makes life a little easier. So then we can take this guy, and there's 2 places that it can go. One's a little shorter and one's a little higher. I don't know if y'all can see. Somewhat see. Behind you. Does that completely wash out now? No, I think that helps quite a bit. Okay, so our cage can go here, and you can actually bring it up and put it here, depending on where you're going to put your fans and what size fans you're going to use. So this fan, for instance, will barely get in there. And see, this one right here kind of throws me off because in the other one, I don't remember this power plug being right here. Oh, you know what it is? That bottom one is for the ITX or the SFXL is what that is. That's what that's for. Let's see here. So is this a regular ATX issue? No, SFX. Just zip tie it in, fax. So that means this is here just for because right now the PSU can just fall out of the bottom of that bracket. And I know that that isn't right. Because there's a gap right here. So when it sits just under that lip. It's on the back end. Hard for y'all to see. There's a lip right here, holds it. But since there's this much of a gap right here, um, I want to say that this somehow holds it in. And I've watched so many videos, but there's just like little things that you miss no matter what, right? I want to say can't go there because it's going to block access. I might have to verify with a video on this one just to be 100% certain. Or I could just stop being a moron. Stop being moron, that fixes everything. Um, Live coverage of the devs making D2. Facts. I have no responsibilities here whatsoever. No one has ever, like, literally nobody has ever been banned from my stream. So all I have to do is screw it in. Oh, hold up. I'll get here in just a second. I'm streaming right now, but I can give you a speed tester in just a second. Okay, we'll do. Yeah, I wouldn't blame you. Yeah, I mean we're getting like 5 times more than we were getting last night. So yeah, is that all? All that mumbo jumbo you didn't understand? No kidding. You know, kind of like I told you. All right, Michelle. Thank you. Bye bye. Sorry, that was hotel staff calling to ask me if the internet was working. Yeah, the Max has everything already hooked up. I really like I wanted to save some dollars and I did. I did save some money. Um and I kind of wish that I hadn't now, you know, looking back. Because I'm not sure if it's worth it. This is the exact same PSU. Um it's the exact same PSU, but I saved a little bit of money on the AIO, and I don't know if the AIO is even going to work. What's up, Pigeon? How you doing? Isn't it like 2 a.m. in the morning for you? Oh, I've had worse days. My motherboard didn't come in. 131. That was a pretty good guess. Yeah, give me credit. Oh, did they go back? Am I about to get an hour back? Okay. So it could have been 231. Got you. Oh, they went back a few days ago. Ours go back someday this week. I forget what day. Did they go back on Sunday? And I just don't realize it? My mother-in-law was talking about it, and I've totally forgotten since then. Surprise, surprise. Okay, so now it isn't coming out. We'll put some more on later. What am I building? So I'm building an nr2 version 2 with a 5070 Ti, a 7800X 3D, and this Frozen 240 black ARGB Prism thingamajigger AIO. It should be a pretty killer PC. My laptop is sold. We do have it for tonight, but on Friday I'm dropping it off to the guy who bought it. He gave me pretty good money. Do you think if you practice enough, you can suck a grape through your nose? I think MMC, if you put your nose to it, you could do anything. Yeah, I need to fix this one. This one's. There's something wrong here, guys. It's not right. And it's driving me crazy. Okay, there we go. Samsung Fold. Is that a Samsung Fold? No. Ooh, sorry about that noise, guys. This is a Samsung S25 Ultra. Boom. Yeah. All right, let's get back to work. What can we do to keep progressing? So this is the front, and we know the front has that, or the back has the power supply. So I think we could possibly go ahead and put the front fan in. This is going to be the front, so it needs to be back here. Okay. That should be right. Coming in the back. Boom, okay. What else can we do? So, okay, we could do some fitment testing, right? We can do a little bit of fitment testing. Let's start with the PSU locked in now. And then let's put the GPU in there and see how it fits. Obviously, we're not going to be able to get an exact picture because the mobo isn't here. I need to find a cheap ass place to get ITX boards. Good luck. I got the Asaurus ASRock, no, the ASRock B50 Lightning. When I was doing my research, I heard that that's one of the best bang for bucks. Yeah, good luck. ITX boards, even here in the States, still cost a premium, and I think mine was like 179. So good luck. Hey, so we have that in place. We're going to take these and we're going to pull these out right here. We're going to need them for later. This is going to get routed up here. Let's do a very quick fitment test. Funsies. I think y'all can get a pretty good view right there. Okay. Gonna go in right. That ain't right, is it? The fans are gonna blow down. I thought they blew into. Case. Okay. That ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. Obviously I'm sitting on a few things here, not fully touching, but she fits. No, not a tight fit at all. Here, I was actually sitting on a few things. We can actually be a little bit more particular real quick. Guys are going to come out. Oh, we got to go into, it's actually got guides for all three. Hold up. Okay. Well, it's 330 sticking out the front hole right here. We're not going to go crazy. We're just going to put one screw in it just for viewing's sake. But there we go. Obviously, there's a little bit of sag right now because we don't have everything on properly. But yeah. I think that looks gorgeous. What do you guys think? Raid with 9. Virus, I didn't get a chance to tell you today because I didn't make it by your stream. But I unfortunately did not get my mobo in today. So we are only getting prepped for tomorrow, unfortunately. For all those of you who are writing, I'm typically a variety streamer. I play lots of games like Call of Duty, Warzone, multiplayer, Warzone. I also play things like Vampire the Masquerade, Blood Hunt, Diablo 2 Resurrected, and many, many others. Virus, thank you so much for being willing to bring your community to mine. Tonight, we are starting our build on our nr200 Cooler Master case. We're going to put a 5070 Ti with a 7800 X3D, this beautiful chip right here, with an ASRock B650 Lightning motherboard, 4 terabytes of SSD storage, 48 gigs of G-Skill Triton Z5, 6400 cast latency, 32 CL or 32 CL, 64 mega transfer, DDR5 memory, and then we are going to cool it with this right here, this Frozen Prism 240 from, I forget the name. Thermal Take. Thank you. Thank you for being able to read. Balls out? I don't know if it's balls out, but it's definitely, I'm excited for it. Let's take a look at this cooler. Cooler. My wish, my hope would be that it would fit right here. I am not believing that that's going to happen at this point, based on what I know about this case and what I've researched. The poor people underneath me are probably hating me right now. I've got a raid and lurk. I'm hungry. Please, please go eat. Thank you again for trusting your community with me. I can't thank you enough. So what I was hoping is, if these did not fit, which they won't, that I would be able to swap them with the thin fans. Oh, it's so close. Okay, hold on. That I'd be able to swap them with the thin fans and get it to fit. See, it's not going to work because the power plug is right there too. That is a bummer. But like I said, I have expected it. I've been doing tons of video research, reading forums, the whole nine. So I was prepared for that to be the case on this case. So then we needed to be a pool configuration, which should be, these spin a lot better than those ones in the case. Should be like so. Okay. Okay. The people below me are probably very, very upset right now. I'm not even going to lie. This hotel might not let me come back tomorrow. Okay. She's fine. I wouldn't kick her out in the morning. Let's go. Okay. So it goes like so. Let's pull this GPU out now. That way we don't bend it up or anything crazy. It's not fully bracketed in. It's not fitting into the back piece. So we're just going to not risk it. Considering how expensive this one piece of this puzzle is. PNY 5070 Ti. Okay, so this goes like so. So this is the front. Is going to need to go. That's too much of a bend, I think. It's going to have to go a pretty good bend too. I don't think there's going to be any way to avoid bending altogether. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I could have gone with a 280 mil. Oh, that is an L position. The L position. What do you mean? If you move down the SFX position, does that give you more space? Yeah, I think I'm already sitting in the L position to try and give more room. I could move it up, but I don't know if that's going to give any more room. I guess it would give more headroom for the GPU. But do we need that? I think that I would rather have a fan right here in this top slot. 2 fans. That's okay. I wanted to bring friends by anyway. I appreciate that. I hope PC building goes well, and a 5070 is expensive. Props to you for grabbing it. Yeah, yeah. You want more room for the RAD than the GPU? I was trying to move it down even more. No, it can't go down anymore, unfortunately. The only thing I can do is on the bracket, I can set it higher or lower, by about an inch, maybe an inch, but then the bottom bolts don't go in. So the highest comfortable space will be like right here. Let's see how it looks after we bolt it in. I've got too much stuff in such a small place. I only got mildly scared whenever it slid. Okay. It did come with, it did come with a header. I did end up buying one, so we'll probably be able to skip that. It came with their thermal paste from Thermalright, the TF7. But last year, whenever I built my home PC, I bought this MX6. Oh, y'all almost saw my ass. This MX6, and so we'll be using the MX6. Why are you making too much noise? Because I'm fat, Mustang. That is the answer. You just, yeah. I'm a what do they call him? A booby tuber now. Now, if I remember, that's the AMD ones. But well, in fact, it happens to be labeled AMD, and it's color coded for fat boys like me. This blue, fancy enough, and this bag says Intel. And this is for the rear. I didn't have to do this last time. But that's what instructions are for. They came with the standoffs for old AMDs. Yeah, my last one didn't either. My last one definitely it didn't either. Okay, no, this is an Intel part as well. Okay. I can't read that. Let's try it this direction. Okay, backplate and 5 brackets, like I said. Why does it always seem like AMD is just so much simpler? The Intel. It has them. I don't know if it needs them. I'm getting to that right now. Okay. It does say install AM4, AM5 standoffs. So that'll be these red/pink guys. Yeah, it does look like it needs it. And then we'll half moon out with this guy. Okay. What's up, Bobcat? Wow. Okay. Go Jays go. Also should come with thermal paste. Yeah, we discussed that. It came with thermal paste, but I'm going to use my MX6 because I know it's better. For some reason, Restream's chat cut off some of y'all's chat on YouTube, so I'm going back and checking. Is that a phone with a cord? No, I don't have a phone with a cord. I think you might see the mouse. Yeah, I'm gonna go get some grapes. 1 second. Oh man. AIO should come with thermal paste. What's up, everybody? Go Jays, go! Yeah. And backplate slot. The backplate is only on the Intel. Oh, it did. You're right. Because it's a hotel room. So we will deal with this tomorrow, obviously. But what we can do is do a test fit with the RAD, the radiator. and see whereabouts we're going to want to put it. The great thing is that this can just stay out until we're ready to actually put it in. You know what I mean? It's Saturday night here. Oh, I didn't even see that message. It is not Saturday night here. It is Wednesday night. Okay. So it goes like so. Mm. These hoses are just a little too long. Okay, we have a good cover. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to use this AIO, guys. Saturday for day. Oh yeah. Saturday for daylight savings. I got you. Yeah, I mean, I do have some 15 millimeter fans coming in, and I could swap them out here. But it's more about how long this AIO's cord is. Hose. We're gonna have to really force it down. I mean, in theory, that should work. Except the fans are. Will we have to do something like this, you think? Yeah, we might have to do something like that. So what I think we're gonna have to do is go up and put it in like so. Okay. I think this is what we'll have to do. We have to come up. I should have just gone with the max, boys. Pushing it. Okay. Yeah, I think that we can make it work. I think it's going to be tight. I don't know what type of fan solution we're going to have here, but we're going to have air blowing out of the bottom, air sucking in through here. Yeah, but the Max has its own AIO pre-installed, so the hoses are already fit for perfect fit. And in fact, it's already completely installed, so all you got to do is plug it in. I almost want to just shove everything back in and do the Max, but we're not going to. We're going to stick to our guns. I could. This is actually why we're doing a test fit, right? I can move down on the AIO bracket and make it easier on myself. I think that is the actual move. I don't know how good our airflow is going to be. But we're not complainers here, guys. We're not complainers. I've been running 100C for 2 years now. Okay. And I did pick basically the cheapest AIO you can get. So I'm getting what I paid for. If getting what you're paid for was a picture and an encyclopedia, it would be this right here. It's actually supposed to fit a 280. In fact, the one that comes pre-installed on the Max is a 280. I just think that it has shorter hoses, whereas this is designed to go in a full-size case, so the hoses are not as short. So one problem with the way that I have it set right now is that I don't have top bolts in. That might not be good. Going to destroy the rad before we're done. Oh yeah, the PSU is actually the exact PSU that is in the Max. So I picked that intentionally because I knew that the cords would all fit exactly as they do in the Max. I didn't want a vertical mount though, and the Max is a vertical mount. That is interesting. Oh, I used the wrong screw. On now. Come on out. Lurking Big Dog. What's up, Midnight? How you doing, buddy? The mobo is missing. I got a message at about 2:30 today that the mobo won't be here until tomorrow. So we're just lining things up, getting an idea of where everything's going to go, so that tomorrow is a little less stressful. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think that's going to work. I think that's going to work just fine. Can you guys see that at all? Y'all can't see my cursor. But we're gonna come up and out with the hoses. We're gonna turn this way sideways, and then we're gonna mount right on top right here. Which I think all of that should work because the standoffs can go either direction. So that, yeah, that should be D2G. Got to be above the standoff, so it's gonna have to be like this. But when we're installing it, we can do like this, put it on, and then drop into place. All right. We'll want to keep these brackets around. This guy can go right here for tonight. We've showcased everything we got so far. So I'll just real quick. I did get a new keyboard to go with it. I'm loving it. It is a 98 key, I think. Wonderful keyboard. Feels really good. It's by Red Dragon. It is the K740. I got a hard carrying case to keep it nice. No, that's my filters. It's actually kind of a thonky boy. Let me see. So my filters block out like background noise, but I might be able to get it to work. I have to be talking though for it to pick it up. So if not, you can actually go to either my Twitch or no. Like literal filters in your stream, you can filter your audio. I mean, the pop filter does help, but that's mainly for explosives. Mainly for that. But there's filter settings in your audio that you can do that do extra noise cancellation. So that blocks out, like, you don't hear the AC run in, stuff like that. Whenever you go to somebody who hasn't learned that stuff, you'll notice that they'll have a lot of background noise. It'll sound like there's a fan right on top of the microphone. We showed the 5070. We've shown the case. Obviously, we've been working on it. PSU, AMD. I think we've shown everything that we can for the night. I don't think we have anything else we can do realistically. So I think I'm going to call it here, guys. And tomorrow we have quite a few things coming in. We got some thinner fans. Here, let me pull it up real quick so I'm a little bit more on the ball. All right, so we got thinner fans. We have another set of RGB fans. Yeah, so I just, as long as I have the microphone open, because it's called a noise gate. So if it doesn't hear voices, it doesn't open up the gate for vocals to come through. So I have an RGB header / remote control and hub. I have some. They look kind of like Lee and Lee knockoff fans, the Infinity style fans, which we won't be able to see except for the glow coming out of it, which I think is going to look really cool. But you won't see exactly what it is. I have some thin fans coming, so wherever we need to put thin fans to be able to get a little more air. I do have a knockoff Fentech screwdriver come in. This is a fun tick instead, but it has rave reviews. So that's going to help with building tomorrow. What else do we got? The mobo, and that's it. We're done. We are very, very close to being done, guys. Sort of. We obviously still have a lot of work to do, but the work is reduced because of what we did today. The wiring cable management situation is going to be a little tough. We may have to move the PSU around just a hair, but I think in the end this is going to be an amazing build. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm super excited. If y'all couldn't tell. Yeah, I think it's all going to work out. More positive than exhaust, and make it positive pressure. I don't know, because there's a lot of comments or conversation around that topic with this build, with this case. So from my understanding, the best way is intake from the AIO, exhaust. Obviously, you don't have a choice. Your GPU is going to exhaust out of the bottom, so you're intaking cool air to cool the AIO, and then you have an exit, and then I can maybe put two up here. The problem that we're going to run into is whether or not we can fit two full sizes. I only have 3 thins, so we may end up with something like a thick on this side, a thin on this side, and then 2 thicks on the bottom underneath the GPU to help cool the GPU. We don't want to do blowing into the GPU that's blowing out. So the only thing they're going to be able to do is help blow out. If I got my way, I would have 2 thick boys up top. But I don't think that's going to work. When we looked at it before, the AIO cable or hoses are going to be a real challenge to deal with. Here, yeah. Oh, and there's no way to mount it, a thin boy up top. So we might be fudged like Chuck on that. We may only get this one thick boy, or maybe swap out this thick boy and put the 2 RGB ones up top. And then put one down here and then the black one down here, if they'll fit under the GPU. I don't think they're probably not going to fit, let's be honest. The other option is the AIO. We could swap these boys out, but we're going to have to figure all that out tomorrow. Let's find somebody to raid. think, yeah, y'all might like some Battlefield action. I'd say thins will have to go under the GPU. More than likely, they will. So it'll probably be thin, thin, and the other one might not be anywhere. Because wiring is going to fill this entire gap right here. I don't think you can get away with thins up here because the mounting system is this right here. And you could chop a portion of that off, but it'll never fit right, and you can never go back to a big one. I don't know if you stuff. It's a really crappy system. So it goes into these rubber grommets up at the top. That's what I was saying at the beginning of stream. I think you may have missed it. In the version 2 that has the vertical mount, which I didn't realize that this one wasn't that exact thing. This is a square traditional layout. And this is a removable filter, so you don't have to remove the cage. And this is replaced with actual screw spots. So I got some sort of amalgamation of a V1 and a V2 that nobody has done a build on. Nobody that I can find a channel on. So that kind of sucks. I was afraid of this. When I was researching everything, I kind of noticed that things weren't right. So I kind of expected some squirreliness. I'm not gonna lie. But we're gonna raid A-Dubs. He's a good dude. He's done some stuff with me in the past, so let's show him some love, give him a follow, give him a like. Well, I guess you can't do that on YouTube. What's up, Trash? News. Who you calling a mobo? My understanding also should always be push exhaust. Yeah. This is a slightly different because it's a I know you can't tell because of the size it looks like. This is literally a very small ITX build. It's a 20 liter or an 18 liter. It's an 18 liter. So it's hard to give an example of just how small it is, but it's about 12 and a half inches tall, about 13 and a half inches long, and about 8 inches, 9 inches wide. It's going to be a travel case. We're going to go ahead and raid. Thank you guys again. And YouTube, I'll see y'all tomorrow to finish this build.